How many times have you been in a 1v1 situation? You see that the enemy is super low, so you load HE and you shoot him, but you don't pen and you die. And you've wondered why that happens. Don't worry, because today I'm going to show my subscribers how they can use HE in-game more effectively. But first, watch this 10-second clip and I will explain everything very briefly. Okay, so I'm going to be using Paint to be able to explain everything shortly and briefly. So first we have to talk about what HE stands for. HE stands for high explosive. So for example, if I shoot the ground, the shell does not penetrate anything, therefore it blows up. So the shell blows up and all the pieces inside the shell are called shrapnel. And shrapnel gets to hit everything inside this radius. So if I shoot here in the center, the shell doesn't penetrate anything, and so it explodes, and the shrapnel hits everything within this radius. So in this circle, it works exactly like this in World of Tanks Blitz. If AP, so your standard shells, when you shoot AP and I shoot here, for example, it either penetrates or it doesn't pen. If it penetrates, it does damage. If it doesn't penetrate, it does not do damage. HE doesn't work like that. If HE penetrates the tank, then it does full damage, just like AP. But if it does not penetrate the tank, it will only do a small portion of what it did before. So, for example, if I shoot this part of the E100 with HE, as I said previously, the shell does not penetrate the tank because the armor is too thick, and therefore it explodes outside of the E100. When it does explode, shrapnel travels everywhere, but it does not find a weak spot and does a low amount of damage, right? But, however, if we shoot here at the lower parts of the turret, then the radius of the turret becomes as such, right? Well, it stays like that. It's always the same. But now we can hit the top part of the tank that only has 40 millimeters. I'll show you a picture right now. That means we can do more damage because the shrapnel gets to hit the lower part of the tank like this. If you know what I mean, you know, it goes down. So if we shoot shrapnel, if we shoot HE, shrapnel goes down and penetrates the tank and basically does more damage than you would do, for example, if you shot the E100 in the front plate. Similarly, if we shoot the tank underneath here, for example, if I shoot him here, then the radius where the shrapnel travels when the shell explodes is this. And therefore, we can penetrate the lower part of the tank, which also has 30 to 40 millimeters. And this is for every tank. And so shrapnel travels upwards and hits the lower, the not very efficiently protected part of the tank and does more damage than you would, for example, again, to the front plate. That is why when we shot this part of the tank in my first clip, we did almost no damage because the radius was as such and it didn't find anywhere to penetrate. But as we kept going down, lower, the radius was the same, but it found its way to the weaker part of the tank. So the top part of the tank, the top part of the hull. And as we went very low, as we went lower and lower, the radius could now find itself hitting the lower part of the hull, the upper part of the hull, and doing more damage. Now, I hope this was not too complicated for you, because now I'm going to repeat everything what I've said using videos. Pushing off of what I've said previously, we're going to be shooting the frontal plate of the E100. As you can see, no damage, because the shrapnel does not find any weak armor it can penetrate. Now, if we look at the turret, we can shoot the top part of the turret, and as we go lower, we're going to be doing more and more damage because the shrapnel finds its way to the upper parts of the hull, which has 30 to 40 millimeters. And as you can see, we're already doing 100 something, which is pretty decent. Now, if we can shoot the ground, and when the shell explodes, the shell finds its way to the lower parts of the hull, which is very weak, again 30 to 40 millimeters, and does decent damage. The last trick is done with high caliber guns, such as those on the E100 and the 268. So we can shoot right next to the tank and we will still do around 200 damage. This is because the shell radius or the shrapnel radius is still enough to reach the tank and do some sort of damage. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section, obviously, and tell me how you feel about these videos. I can do these videos on how to do top damage, how to increase your statistics, etc, etc. Just type it in the comments and I'll see. And if you guys like these types of videos, I'll keep making them. If not, I won't. So yeah, and also don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.